Good day. I am Richard E. Peck, your international president. On behalf of my wife, Betty Ann, and myself, we extend our condolences to both the members of District 86 and the family of Cindy Tate on her recent passing. Although I did not know Cindy well, I do know that she was dedicated to helping the members of District 86 achieve more than they thought possible. As you reflect upon the life of Cindy, remember her commitment and dedication to others, her courage to try new things, and her ability to get the job done. This will be a tremendous loss to Cindy's family, to District 86, and to Toastmasters. May she rest in peace. Take care.
Hello, I am Jenilee Taylor, your Region 6 advisor. My deepest sympathies to all District 86 members and the family of Cindy Tate in the news of her unexpected passing. Gandhi said, "In a gentle way, you can shake the world." From the stories I have heard shared and the photos I have seen, I know that Cindy did just that. Being around her made you want to be a better individual and a more dedicated Toastmaster. She was always the first person to say, "Let's do it," and the last person to give up. May her kind nature, generous spirit, and beaming smile be an everlasting inspiration to us all. District 86, my heart is with you. May she rest in peace.
Hi, I was asked to share with you my experience with Cindy. She was my right arm. She helped with everything that had to do with the administration of our district. She was caring, she was dedicated, passionate. I'm very lucky I had her on my team. Every time things got a little hectic, she would be right there to help me calm down and make me see the big picture. I will miss her very much. She will be hard to replace. She has done so much for the members of this district as well. Beside being our administration manager, she was a mentor to a lot of us. She helped shape some of our members to become district leaders. Cindy, wherever you are, know that you made a big impact on a lot of us. And I hope that your example will help other members decide to go down the same path as you and help each other achieve our personal goals.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jacqueline Payne, Toastmasters District 86 Immediate Past District Director, and also the 2019-2020 District Director. If anyone told me that I would be mourning the loss of Cindy Tate instead of celebrating her success today, I would never believe them. But in spite of our loss, the grief, the sadness, the disbelief, and the can't come into grips with losing our beloved Toastmaster sister, I am honored to have had the pleasure to know and work closely with Cindy, and will always remember the bubbly, smooth-talking, and ever-smiling Cindy Tate that I knew for 10 long years. Her name, Cindy, speaks for itself. She was competitive and proved it. Intelligent, Her work and conversation showed it. Nurturing, we all experienced it. Dedicated, she gave of her time unselfishly. And she says yes more times than she ever says no. I got to know the competitive Cindy taking on contests for her club, giving people like Roger competition. The president Cindy, the area director Cindy, the division director Cindy, District 86 alignment chair Cindy, and yes, District 86 administration manager, distinguished Toastmaster Cindy Tate. I first met Cindy when I was an area governor and visited City of Brampton. She was there to greet me, and I can recall the struggles the club had and how she and her team worked tirelessly to bring it to distinguished status. When she became a division director, I began to notice her even more than before. I saw what she did with Division B Marketing Expo by getting the most visitors to attend their expo. And one of the things that they had going for them is that they were in the Fortino store, and they actually went down into the store and invited the shoppers to come and join them for the expo to learn more about Toastmasters. I thought that was remarkable. Cindy shone brighter at every level she rose to. But it was not until Cindy became my administration manager that I experienced the full breadth and depth of this fine Toastmaster and person. I remember when I was elected as district director for the 2019-2020 year. I asked Cindy to be my administration manager, and she respectfully asked to think about it first. She took 2 long weeks to do so. Then she came back to me and said, no, as she was thinking on taking a break. In about 3 weeks, I got a call from Cindy. Hi, Jackie. If you haven't given the position to anyone, I would like the opportunity to serve on your team. Now, it was my turn to tell her no, that I did not give the position to anyone. She took on this job like a real champion and tamed it. I remember how quickly she learned GoToMeeting, MailChimp, and Zoom, and taught us all how to navigate Zoom. And she shone like a diamond. Whatever she put her mind to, she mastered it. She just had that magnetism that drew people to her. I can recall our journey to CHSI deck meetings. Cindy, Larry, and I would discuss what time to meet on the Friday, and we were going to meet at 7:15 in the parking lot. At 7:15, I am still on the roll calling Cindy and asking, are you guys there yet? And sure enough, Cindy says, we're waiting for you in the parking lot, Jackie. I remember when Rotary asked her to attend one of their meetings and talk about Toastmasters. She invited me to her presentation, and she aced it like the real Toastmaster pro that she is. There are so many stories that I can tell you about Cindy. I have had so many experiences with her, but time does not permit me to tell you all of them. But if it's one thing I can tell you, District 86 has lost one of its best and brightest members. And we will be forever grateful to have had Cindy as a member of our Toastmaster family. She may be gone, but not forgotten. Her legacy will live on in the many lives that she has touched. Rest in peace, Cindy. And by the way, we really, really, really miss you. Sleep in peace, my fellow Toastmaster.
let me help. How often did I hear those words from Cindy's mouth over the last few years? It seems like she was always doing something for somebody else. Often it was for a member of the trio or another Toastmaster. It could have been for a member of one of her clubs. Just as often it was for a member of her family, a friend, or one of the many organizations that she was involved with beyond Toastmasters, such as the United Way or her co-workers. It may even been for a random stranger. It seemed like Cindy was always a whirling dervish, contributing and inspiring others to achieve greater heights, while often taking a step back out of the limelight to allow others to shine. I've been very fortunate to call Cindy a friend for the last 3 years. The mark she has left on me and on others is indelible. It will never fade. And remember this, every time we say those words to somebody else, let me help, what we are really saying is, I love you, Cindy.
Back in May 2019, I first met Cindy. During our first deck meeting to kick off our first term, it was a time when I first began my role as public relations manager, and she took on the role as administration manager. Cindy led us by example through her hard work, dedication, collaboration, and her strong work ethic, not only with the team, but within the district as a whole. Every event, whether if it's a deck meeting, club officer training, planning our conference, or even during our awards evening, I've always seen her smile. And it's something that I'll never forget, as it has brightened my days throughout whenever I meet her, not only in person, but also had conversations with her on the phone. Specifically, about a time when we had to work after midnight because of the COVID-19 outbreak. We had to prepare the communication that was necessary to inform all district members that our in-person events were canceled. This moment proved that she was always there to do anything for us, no matter what the circumstances are, whether good, bad, or ugly. And her willingness proved that she was a dedicated and, most importantly, a passionate individual. I also remember the times when we had conversations that were not district related, and my relationship with her was true friendship. I will always miss these moments, and I'll cherish them throughout. Cindy, you'll always be missed.
There are those rare moments in your life when you are fortunate enough to cross paths with someone remarkable. And there are unique opportunities when you meet someone that you know will have a profound effect on your life. Cindy was that rare, unique, and dare I say extraordinary individual who personified these qualities. She made time for everyone. Her shoulders were very broad, although a little soggy at times. Her optimism made you feel that everything would work out okay, and her words of encouragement gave you the sensation that you could climb mountains. Her effervescent joie de vivre was one of the things that first caught my attention. And of course, you can't forget that charismatic smile of hers and how it lit up the room when she flashed it your way. I first started working with Cindy when I had the opportunity to take on the role of alignment chair. She had held the role the year before, so was an invaluable source of knowledge and a patient mentor. As our paths kept crossing, we continued to work together on different projects, and our friendship flourished. My thoughts go out to Corwin, her daughter, parents, and family. This is a very difficult time for you, and I hope you will try to be strong. Know that when I think about Cindy's essence, all I see are rainbows. Cindy, my dragon-loving friend, know that I am a better person for having known you, and that I will always treasure your memory. Rest well, my friend.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Cindy was amazing, and amazing were synonymous. I had the distinct honor to work side by side with Cindy over the last year and a half on the district team, and to work with her on Raising Champions. Cindy supported me within the district team with the tenacity of a pit bull. Cindy was an amazing, loving soul to anyone who knew her. When I reflect on Cindy and who she was, I think of a hummingbird. Hummingbird's wings flap 80 times per second. And that's a lot of effort going on. But to the observer, it appears if the hummingbird is just floating or standing still. Cindy was like that. She wore many hats and had so many roles, always doing something for someone, whether it was for her work, or one of the charities she was involved in, or one of the many clubs she belonged to, or on the district team. She was always going like the Energizer Bunny. To us on the outside, she made it look so effortlessly, and always with a big smile on her face. How could she do that? It's through that great love that she had for everyone. Cindy was the most loving and caring person that you could ever meet. She always made you feel good when she was around. The hummingbird's heart rate is 1,300 beats per minute. With a heart rate beating so fast, it was created to love. And Cindy shared her love with everyone that she came in contact with. My dear Cindy, you will be truly missed, and you have left a huge hole in my heart. We have a hummingbird feeder in our backyard, so Cindy, whenever you're in the neighborhood, stop by to say hello. We would love to see you.
We lost ourselves one of the most beautiful and brightest stars that this district has ever known. It's unfortunate that today we are sitting here, and instead of celebrating the successes, we are talking about one of the greatest losses that we have had in this district. Cindy Tate will always be remembered for her infectious smile, her caring, and her willingness to be there for everyone. We will all miss her because she embodied what a true Toastmaster is all about. But more importantly, she embodies what a true human being is all about. I will miss her for all the things that she has done for me personally. I can recall being division director last year and reaching out to Cindy to be there for me as my right hand. And without even a hesitation, she said yes. And I must have called her a million times over, always asking questions, wondering if I'm doing the right thing, if there were opportunities for me to grow and to help others. And without any question, Cindy would help me in many, many ways. She was a member of our club, Raising Champions Advanced Toastmasters. And every time Cindy came into the room, you knew you had no choice but to smile with her, because that smile of hers brightened the room. And that laugh and that wittiness about her. Her evaluations were outstanding. And she had this knack of making you do things without even knowing you were going to do it. Because Cindy had that, what I would call, je ne sais quoi about her. I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss who she was and all the things that she was able to do in this district. Our district leaders have had her by their side time and time again. And what can I say about Corwin, her fiance? I got to meet Corwin a few years ago when he first started. And I saw a man who was shy, and what was amazing is how much Cindy loved him and invested in him to see him succeed. Oftentimes, we would be in the meetings and Corwin would be speaking, and you could look over to Cindy and you could see her moving her lips as if to say, hoping that he would know all the words to his speech or that he was going to say everything comfortably. And it would make me smile because you knew that she was so happy to see him succeeding and getting better every single time. This year, he was our president. And without a beat missed, she was the VP of Education, a dynamic duo working together to build our club and bring us into the new and even better future. What can you say about Cindy other than she was absolutely fantastic? She was a wonderful and loving human being, and we will all miss her. So to you, Cindy, I say this: thank you. Thank you for being the person that you were, the person that you are, and allowing us to feel your angelic presence, for allowing us to understand what the true meaning of being a friend is all about. You know, Maya Angelou once said, "I have learned that you will not always remember what people say. You may not remember what they did, but you will always remember how they made you feel." Cindy, you have made us feel your love. You have made us feel your presence, and you have made us feel your humanity. To Corwin and the rest of the family, we will always be here for you, to help you, to guide you, and in any way, shape, or form, be there for you during these trying times. The reality is, like Dionne Warwick once said, and I will say it myself. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. We miss you, Cindy, and we love you.
I got to know Cindy when we were division directors together. We were on the same team for many events and worked together at Brampton Alpha Toastmasters at a time when they were facing challenges, trying to keep the meetings going and attract new members at the same time. They say many hands make light work, and it was a comfort to know that Cindy was always there, ready with a smile, set to roll up her sleeves and do whatever work was necessary to achieve the goal. Whenever there was a workshop, event, or open house, Cindy was always working long hours behind the scenes, before, during, and after, to ensure that it went off smoothly, and many would think effortlessly. But it was made possible by her hard work and dedication. Cindy led by example, and her determination, commitment to self-development, and genuine care for others will be deeply missed by all who knew and cherished her.
My name is Carl Naus, and I've known Cindy Tate for over about 4 years now. She was on some conference committees with me, and we did the deck together when she was both an area director and a division director. Cindy would always have this infectious smile, doing the work of the district. She never turned down a project and always approached it with vigor, like Cindy would always do, and always with a smile. She was extremely meticulous and well organized, and was extremely personable and friendly. Corin, I know you and Cindy were looking to get married soon, and I know that you were the light of her life. And I will be there for you whenever you will need it. Just reach out and call me. Cindy was an exceptional person, a one of a kind, and she will truly be missed.
Cindy Tate has long occupied a special spot at Toastmasters, but nowhere more than at our Halton Hills Toastmasters Club. As current president, I've been asked to reflect on all that she brought. Halton Hills was Cindy's home club, where she gave so much, welcoming all guests and new members, being sure to be involved in every event and activity that we did, and performing at various times almost every executive role. Her amazing spirit and the guidance that she provided our members truly put Cindy at the club's heart. This week, our current and past members were asked for their memories of Cindy. I noted that the same attributes and details kept arising. Everyone remembered her smile, her warm-heartedness and humor, her supportiveness, her amazing consideration, her selflessness, and her constant giving. Members recalled the guidance she would offer, her talent to inspire them to grow their abilities and apply them to their everyday lives, and the quiet push she would often give to get them to do what they didn't think was possible. Cindy combined these qualities and turned the mix into true leadership. Her positive influence permeated our club, our area, our district Toastmasters, as well as her work, and I have no doubt the lives of all she knew beyond. Today, we celebrate Cindy. She was a model Toastmaster, a gifted leader, an outstandingly giving person, and a tremendous friend. Long will she be remembered. We were truly fortunate to have had the chance to know her.
I had the pleasure of knowing Cindy for almost 10 years. Her club, City of Brampton, and mine were once both in Area 31 for quite a long time. We competed against each other in many area contests. We worked together in area division contests, training, and other events. Cindy was the test speaker at my club contest. We were both members at Raising Champions. I came to her for help, and I always jumped when Cindy asked me for something. I thank Cindy for teaching me compassion, doing for others, and making others feel good. In 2014, both Cindy and I were presidents of our clubs. I'd arranged for a proclamation with the City of Brampton declaring Toastmasters Month. I made sure all the clubs' names were on, but I did not ensure that other clubs were invited rather than just my own. And then Cindy sent me an email commending me for what the club has done, but she was also surprised as not to see an invitation for their club, especially since it was where they lived and they needed corporate support. I apologized to Cindy, and then typical Cindy, she apologized to me for saying anything, but she understood. And then she asked if she could come as well, and she held no bad will towards me. It turned out we had to wait almost 3 hours. Cindy waited as long as she could, and I remember her seeing her at the walkway into the chambers. And it's too bad that she couldn't stay, because when I went up to accept the proclamation, the counselor that she worked for said, "Oh, we have a Toastmasters club, and it's led by Cindy Tate, who is absolutely wonderful." Hundreds heard this that were in the gallery, and it was the last council meeting of the session. So many got to hear about Toastmasters and the contributions of Cindy. In 2018, I had this wild idea to hold a viewing in downtown Brampton to watch Roger in the semifinals of the World Championships of Public Speaking. I went to Cindy for help, and it was at the same time she was starting as the Division B director. So, boy, she said, I got a lot going on, but she did not turn me away. Believe me, it was not easy to set that up. She talked to the technicians, couldn't happen. She looked for other venues, spent lots of time talking to people, sending emails out, and she put in so much hard work. She found a venue, and just when we thought it wasn't going to happen, because of Cindy, it happened. And Cindy always, typical Cindy, downplayed her hard work. Just recently, after the Area 34 contest, Cindy Corwin and I were talking outside of the library. And as it always was with Cindy, for some reason, time just flew by. It was amazing talking with Cindy. I walked to my car, which was across the street, and there was 2 cars parked and many young men surrounding the car. And I didn't know it at the time, but Cindy and Corwin were across the street in their vehicle, ready to help if anything would happen. Typical Cindy, right? Cindy's smile and laughter always brought me up, and I'm sure a lot of other people as well. And she had such a great sense of humor. Whether she had worked a long day and she was setting up rooms for officers training, or one time Cindy and I were both activators for Kathy Herschel, Oh, what a fun time. I don't remember if we actually did what we were supposed to because we just kept laughing and joking. And receiving an email from Cindy with a woot woot always got me laughing. And at TLI, I gave a parliamentarian workshop one time, and Cindy was right at the front, smiling and nodding, taking away those nerves. I saw Cindy at Hershaw when Jeff Sobel, Region Advisor, visited the district. And the next day was the Brampton Toastmaster ACE Awards, where Cindy would be. And I would be one of the hosts. And I told Cindy, hey, as a recognition, I'm going to just randomly say Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. And Cindy, yeah, was a typical Cindy response. I don't think she believed me. And I randomly was able to throw in a Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. Everyone else was probably confused, but she lit up. Thank you, Cindy, for teaching me, not only me, but thousands, to be compassionate, how to do for others, and how to bring others up. I miss you, my friend. Cindy, Cindy, Cindy.
The district director, the district division, the area leaders, club leaders, fellow Toastmasters. It is a distinguished honor to be presenting a tribute on behalf of someone we all loved, someone we miss so much, Cindy Tate. My name is Uche Okugo, and I'm the president of the Toastmasters Club of the city of Brampton. Cindy was a friend, a colleague, a leader, a Toastmaster, and such a wonderful support. She was reliable, so much so that years after leading the Toastmasters Club of the city of Brampton, she was still a vibrant member and a great advisor. As a founding member of the now 10-year-old club, she still carried herself with so much enthusiasm that you would think she was a new member that has just been assigned a mentor and getting ready for an icebreaker. I am privileged to have known her as a colleague, fellow Toastmaster, and volunteers for the United Way, where we worked together last year on the city's bingo game. During this pandemic, when it was difficult for members to be consistent with meeting participation, she was in touch with her mentees and some members. When we were in the process of renewing our membership, some had to suspend their membership due to changing circumstances and inability to be committed. She reached out to one of her mentees who had just given an icebreaker some time ago and shared words of encouragement with her. This must have been so reassuring because it was the first thing she remembered about Cindy, and she was inconsolable. When Rotary and Toastmasters International agreed on a partnership, Cindy took a step further to come to the Rotary Club of Brampton to speak to us about it. I am a member of that club. It was a turning moment as Rotarians saw her passion for Toastmasters and asked questions out of interest. Today, Rotarians have subscribed to Toastmasters membership, and there is a relationship between the Rotary Club of Brampton and the City of Brampton Toastmasters Club. Some members of my Toastmasters Club have expressed their feelings, and in their own words, I'm going to share them with you. Christine Tususka, Sergeant at Arms. Cindy had a huge heart, thought of others before herself, and was always a positive person, always smiling. No matter how busy she was, she had time for a chat and had an innate ability to be able to bring you up when you were feeling down. Alicia Nato, VP Education. Death has nothing to do with going away. The sun sets and the moon sets, but they are not gone. Quoting a poem from Rumi. Charmaine Kerr, Public Relations Officer. Cindy was a remarkable woman. She exuded confidence when she spoke and always had a smile on her face. I had the honor of getting to know her through Toastmasters and was inspired by her great achievements. It takes a strong and tenacious person to reach distinguished Toastmaster status, and Cindy exemplified those attributes. She will continue to inspire those that knew her for years to come. Geeta Das, VP membership, also shared a quote. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I am not there. You can see and hear me every day as the whisper of the wind, the flutter of butterflies, the waves of the oceans, the droplets of rain. That's where I am. Mary Elizabeth Fry. Cindy was known and loved by many. She was such a dedicated city staff who interfaced with almost all departments. She is sorely missed. To reflect how much of an asset she was, flags were flown at half-mast in the city properties following the news of her passing. That was the first time it was done for a staff. We have suffered an irreplaceable loss. We have been dealt a painful blow. Nevertheless, because we have the fondest memories with Cindy, because we have the fondest memories of Cindy, and because we understand what she stood for, we will move on knowing that it is what she would have wanted. We will carry on with our pathways, deliver our icebreakers and speeches, support our clubs, support one another, and we shall continue to strive to grow Toastmasters International. For indeed, this is what Cindy would have wanted. Dear Cindy Tate, continue to rest in peace. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you.
Cindy was a breath of fresh air, a treasure, bright light, shining star. Is that too much? No, I don't think so. Not from my experience, and not from all the touching tributes I've heard about her from everyone. Cindy has left us so suddenly and unexpectedly. I was just in contact with her that Friday, and Monday I received a message about Cindy's passing. I was in shock and disbelief. How could that be? I had to read the email several times as it just wasn't sinking in. Then more messages started coming. I even looked at the website for the city of Brampton where she worked. They had the flag flying at half-mast in her honor. Her passing was hard to believe, but it was true. Cindy definitely made an impact on everyone she met, with her family, at work, at Toastmasters. She was a great support system and always encouraging. That's because Cindy gave you that nudge, that push, that encouraging word so you could be better and do better. I remember I was part of the district support team, and at the deck meetings, Cindy would always invite me to sit at a Division B table. Come sit with us, she called. She gave it her all. One of her area directors was unable to do her duties due to illness, but there was Cindy filling in, on top of her own division director's duties, just so her area director could complete her term and get credit. She spent lots of time and gave full support to the area directors, clubs, and district. She came to all the contests, meetings, presentations, and special events that I recall. It's no wonder she was awarded the Division Director of the Year. She was on the district team, on my conference committee, my HBL advisor, and always only a phone call away. She took on the administration manager for the district for the second year in a row. Recently, a package from district came with my DTM medallion. Guess who mailed it? Cindy, of course. Last count, there were over 120 DTMs, not including the Triple Crowns that were mailed out, and I'm sure Cindy did every single one of them. Going back a while, at one of the events that I was working, I was busy, and when I finished, the room was almost full. Try finding an empty seat. And there was Cindy, waving her arm. I saved a seat for you. That was Cindy. She supported you, encouraged you, It was never a problem when you needed help. She was always there to lend a helping hand. That's the type of person Cindy was. I know you're up there somewhere, Cindy. We miss you already. When I come up, hopefully I'll be going up. Keep an eye out for me. Save me a seat. Till then, rest in peace, Cindy.
First off, I'd like to express my condolences to Corwin, Jasmine, and the rest of Cindy's family. Cindy was indeed a very special lady, an amazing Toastmaster, and most importantly, a very dear friend. As a Toastmaster, she influenced my life in many different ways, as she demonstrated a joie de vivre like no other. She personified what Toastmasters is all about, and she brought many into her fold. Cindy was one of the area directors when I was program quality director, and she was one of my division directors when I was district director. Additionally, she served as administration manager when I was the immediate past district director, and she served as the administration manager this year as well. In addition, we worked on many different conference committees together. She made everyone's role much easier, and she did it always with a smile on her face. As a friend, Cindy was indeed very special. In fact, we last talked on Saturday, September 19th, and we were to talk again a mere 2 weeks later. Cindy made it seem so easy to work with people from all walks of life and every different period of life they were in. She made each person feel heard and valued, and I know how I plan to keep the lessons that Cindy personified alive and well. I will always remember the lessons that she taught others. I loved how Cindy always talked about her family. In fact, we had many different conversations about our families, and this is something I treasure deeply. She was looking forward to her wedding to Corwin, and we're having many fond chats as she worked through some ideas in her mind. We kept talking about how we were going to get together for a barbecue, a double date sort of thing with her and Corwin and Carl and myself. Corwin, we're still wanting that barbecue, my friend, when COVID has things more back to normal. Carl and I and you, we will be able to share many laughs together, and we can share Cindy's favorite foods in memory of her. Corwin, Jasmine, and family, there is a big circle of support around you. I hope you will be able to treasure the many different memories you have and find solace in knowing just how many people found Cindy to be very special too.
Hello everyone, Leslie Benfield here. I just like to take this moment to express my sincere condolence to the friends and family of my friend Cindy Tate. I'm grieving in my own way, but at the same time, I'm taking this opportunity to reflect on all of the wonderful memories that I've had with Cindy. I got to meet her when I was president of the French club, Jenilee Toastmasters. And our meeting was a chance opportunity for me to expand my vision and my reach within the Toastmasters organization. I immediately started working with her on a project which she was thinking about, and that was the Division B Marketing Expo. And that gave me an opportunity to work close up and personal with her. We would send text messages back and forth. We had so many emails that, we got to a point that we stopped communicating electronically, and we just decided, for us to get this project moving, we need to just talk on the phone. That was a wonderful, successful project. Excuse. And one project led to another, and our last project together was coaching a new club, Brampton Alpha. That gave me an opportunity to work with her even more and to learn more about this Toastmasters organization. And these are moments that I treasure and I will always remember my friend Cindy by. I would just like to leave one message with the family and friends and close ones to Cindy, that she's been such an inspiration to so many people in our Toastmasters organization. And I would encourage you to, if there's any need, to reach out to this organization. There's lots of people who benefited from her guidance, her leadership, her trusted friendship. And many of us are more than willing to reciprocate that love and generosity that she poured out on so many of us. Thank you, and God bless.
This right here, tell me what goes out to everyone that has lost someone that they truly love. Come on, check it out. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death. Watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you. Till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed. Strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the six, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks, making hits. Stages they receive you on. Still can't believe you're gone. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.